All right, so today we're gonna put this one that I have in the rear towards the back. This is actually a pretty good camera, even though it's Chinese. I have a camera right here, but the thing is that the bar gets in the way. You can still see through it, but I don't like it. So the goal is here to put it right in here, and I'm gonna find a way to hide it so it doesn't look nasty without having to drill holes on top. And you know, just kind of tucking it in here somehow. So I'm gonna take the grill out, unhook that camera, and prep this one to get it on. So yeah, the good thing about this kit is it comes with everything you need, even the screwdriver I didn't see. So you don't need it, really anything. It has grommets, if you drill a hole, a little plug, the T connectors, if you're gonna tap in, and it has these little wire holders there with some zip ties, black tape. It's actually not a bad kit. The camera itself is like 30 bucks, like 35 bucks on Amazon. So I'll put a link for that. I already have the wiring set up from the old camera, so I'm just gonna use that. But I mean, this is like out of all the cameras I've used, I've bought about like probably 3 or 4 cameras already from Amazon. I've returned them all except for this one. This one has the dynamic lines that'll move with your car. I don't know how it does it. I don't know if it's a sensor in the camera or what, but it's cool to have it on an old car like this. We don't really have that option. The next best thing would be sensors. You know, add some sensors and a little beeping noise, that'd be cool. But for the most part, this camera setup is the best bang for its buck. So it's got Green Yee. Very good camera. So with this camera, you could actually take it out and take it out of its hard casing and take this screw thing back here. You can take this off from the camera itself, so it'll be like a fisheye. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in its little case here. So it has like this rubber casing, and it comes with like the seal, the double-sided tape. So you pop it in there, and this is how we're gonna be able to mount it straight to the top. But in order to do that, we need a flat surface. So I got these metal flat, get them right now, but we get to prep it and get some holes drilled out. But I do have like a metal piece that'll fit right in there. We'll be able to snug in the back part of it and get this lined up pretty good. So let's see how it goes. The idea here is to get this metal plate that I have a bunch of these lying around. I just buy metal plates or metal hinges, whatever it is. I just buy some stuff on Amazon sometimes for little projects, and they come in, you know, packages 20 or 30, so I always have leftover stuff. Anyways, I'm gonna create a bracket with this, drilling this into the bracket here, okay, and leaving these 2 holes in the back, or maybe even drilling some in the front to go through. This is made out of rubber, so this will drill right through. And essentially what I want to do is use this as a backing, because right in here, you can see that there's no backing up here. It's all hollow, so there's nothing for it to grip onto if I wanted to just mount the camera on by itself. Here, I'll grab the rubber piece. I have the one from the other camera, and it won't fit right. It'll be sticking up too much. It's just not gonna look right. So what I want to do here is I actually want to take this whole section off right here, but it hooks up to the back here. I don't know if you can see that. And what I'm gonna do there is I'm gonna kind of cut a line in there, like an insert, and I'm gonna insert that metal bracket in there. Maybe even put some like double-sided or maybe some padded tape in there so that it kind of grips it. So that'll be just kind of held on by tension back here with the cut and the slit. And then the 2 screws in the front, I'm gonna push right up in here. And these will not show up here because this has a little, kind of like a little galley right here that we could kind of screw right into. And that, with this taken down, will allow for this to kind of just get pushed in there, and it'll kind of be semi-flush, as flush as I can get it. But that's kind of be the goal for this setup, and make it look not, I wouldn't say factory, but at least hidden, so it's not just, I don't want to put it out here. I just don't like when it looks like it doesn't belong. I like making it look clean, making it look nice, and that's my goal for this. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, so using a center punch and a little marker, I just marked where I'm gonna drill these 2 little holes to put the 2 screws that this came with. I know it comes with this, but just to make some extra security so it doesn't, like if it sticks off, it doesn't fall, I'm gonna screw some holes right there, and then I am gonna drill holes on this thing, on the rubber piece, for the front 2 holes that are gonna go into the front, where I'm gonna drill into the front grille. So that's how we're gonna set that up. We would just cut this hole back here and make that go in a little deeper there on each side. So I cut it, and what was happening is that the metal piece was getting stuck here, so it wouldn't go back. Now we could get it to fit back here. So it's getting there, little by little. Still has a little bit to go, and I'm kind of at the edge here. So I think I'm just gonna get the Dremel and just kind of just round it out right there. I've just been cutting it with that, but it seems like you have to cut that whole thing off almost. But I'm still leaving the back on so that it's still stable. But yeah, I'm just gonna round it out and then get the holes screwed in there, and then get the back so that it's stable. And once all that's fitted, we'll go ahead and lock everything down. It's getting there. All right, so after trying to measure this up and get it screwed on, we're on here. But the way I had to do it is I had to get another one of these plates and then pinch it together from the top to the bottom, because the screw holes weren't, there's not enough meat here for them to clinch onto. So where's that piece at? Ugh. Well, I'm not gonna be able to show you. Oh, here it is. So I got some miniature of these type of little clips, and then this one's for like a 10mm. You run through and it'll tighten it out. So what I did is I grabbed the 2 smaller ones that I had of these, and then I put it right behind. You kind of see that it's sandwiched in there, and it's stuck to the back there, so it's kind of sturdy. So it's really not, it's not going anywhere. It's pinched on, it feels good, it feels nice and sturdy. So that's working out. And then now that I fit the camera on here, I couldn't get those 2 screw holes on there, so I'm gonna rely on the tape, but this is ultimately how it's gonna look, which isn't bad. I don't mind it. I think from the top view it'll look fine, but at least it's not just sticking out. So here's the other one that I did. This one I kind of just shaved off a little bit and stuck it right in there. So yeah, like I said, this one's going underneath. It'll have that shaved part, but nobody's really gonna notice that. But this is how it's gonna look, and we'll do the wiring later. All right, so after tinkering with this for a while, I decided not to go with this plastic piece because the double-sided tape won't stick to this. So I had to screw 2 holes here, and for some reason these were hard to get through, but got through. But whenever I put this on top the way I want it to, and then kind of screw down everything, it pinches this whole thing and it just looks flimsy. It doesn't look straight, so we're not gonna roll with that. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna take this metal case that it came with, and I'm gonna drill, well, I'm gonna cut this back portion off because I can't have it in there. So that's gonna get cut off and sanded down so that it's flat. And then I'm gonna drill kind of a small hole right here in the back to get the wire out. So it'll be kind of like this, and it's gonna sit right on top. And I'm gonna use, there's this double-sided tape right there for that. And then we put some gasket maker right here in the back so it doesn't leak. And that's what I'm gonna do. And I think this is gonna look better with the metal, and it's gonna be sturdier, and it's not gonna look as cheap with this. So that's the plan. All right, some quick work with the Dremel. Went ahead and cut out a little notch back here, and then cut off the piece that had the bolt. So that is gone. Now we can make this, and you can just use the double-sided tape that this one will stick because it's metal, and just have that, and that'll be my bracket. All right, and this is the end result, and it actually came out better than I thought. It's just nice and centered there, and it's stable, not moving anywhere. So the two clips worked. In the back, I put a little bit of, probably fell off. No, it's still there. I put some double-sided tape in the back for, let's see if I can get it. You probably can't see it, but in the back where these two joints meet, right in the middle, where I have kind of like the pressure from the back plate so it doesn't fall apart, I put a little double-sided tape there, and I have it just right in the back there, just like a little pinch right there. And it looks good. I mean, it feels good, feels sturdy, and it looks pretty damn good. Let's see how it looks when I put it back on, but for the most part, I'm digging. Oh, there it is right there. So I pinched it in. So that's how this whole thing works. Sometimes you just gotta make things with what you got, you know? I don't have a 3D printer, and you gotta use some ideas, and this works. It's just pinching on that lip right there. The screws are in. I didn't have to screw any holes. And the only thing I did is just shave off a little bit of this right here on the grill, just to get the camera in there to fit. So we're all set. So just testing it out, it does work. Everything is hooked up. I just kind of just ran it to the front, gave it a simple ground, and it works. So you got that, the front cam. Let's see if this AV starts working now. Nope, no signal on the AV. I'll figure that out. But front cam works, so I'm gonna route it down from the bottom all the way across, and see how far we get today. So here's the final product there. Looking good. And now it's not, you don't have to see in between the bars like before. Maybe have to straighten out a little bit. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Had my daughter out here trying to help me out, but she didn't guide me well. But I could adjust it, you know. But that's pretty much it. And it has the dynamic lines. These move left and right as you're turning. I hope it's not inverted, but we'll see. I want to find a way to cut these lines out. I don't think this camera has where you cut those, you know, it's like little loopy wires that come out. I don't think this one will do that. That's actually for video quality. So I got to see if maybe I need a better video quality, 1080p or something, but looks a lot better. All right, so a mistake I made is when I was buying this camera, they actually have different styles of this, different pixels, 1080p, 780. I got the 1080p, which is fine. In order to get that, you'd have to cut some of these wires off here to get it to 780, 1080, whatever it is. But having the dynamic lines in the front camera doesn't make sense, because when I'm turning left, the lines are going, when I'm turning right, the lines are going left, and vice versa. So I went back to the Amazon page for this camera, for this brand, which is the Green Yi. It's this one right here. And they have different ones. So the other ones are reverse only cameras, and then they have front facing cameras. They have some for the side. They have wide view, and they have another one that's actually nicer than the one I have, which has the dynamic lines without the straight lines, which I kind of want to upgrade to later, but for now this will do. So I bought the front view camera, and since I have it all mounted up, all I have to do is just take it out of its case, replace the camera, it'll hook right up. So we're good there. The good thing about it is I have another Suburban, the 02 with the barn doors, that I'll put the other reverse camera on, the one that I have here in the front. So we're gonna go ahead and flip that and switch this out. So I gotta take this off, unhook it, and then just plug it right in. So everything's hooked up. It'll be a quick little fix. And then I just won't have the lines in the front, which is ultimately what I want. You don't need the lines in the front. It's usually for the rear. the front, I don't know, it's kind of pointless. So yeah, that's gonna be it for that. And then I'll do another video on the barn doors, how I do it in the rear, a separate video on that, because this is the tailgate. And I'll kind of link both videos that I have of the tailgate, how to do it, how to wire it, and where to run the wires through, so to make it look a little bit more factory in a sense. And we'll put this whole video together, and then I'll get the other one with the barn doors. All right, I got it hooked it back in. So mistake number 3000. I cut off all these wires. I don't want the lines. I don't want. I just didn't need any of the options that those wires had, so I did cut it. If you don't cut it, you might get a no signal. You might have to just cut that orange one. If you want the lines, don't cut the green. And I think for 1080p 720, you'd have to cut the white. I might rehook the white up though, because I think I do have 1080p. We'll see right now. So here we have the reverse. And I guess the car's got to be moving. See how the lines will turn as your car turns. So it has like a little tilt. And then I put it in drive, switch over to the front. So now I have the front going. And I will be hooking up that side view camera soon. But yeah, I like the front camera setup here without the lines. Just looks a lot better.